How does that happen? Try and get some better light for you guys. Since it's getting dark in Alaska. Get this team made. We get a couple more people in here. I'll start working on a video. You guys can hang out and watch me pull my hair out. How's that? I know it's last minute, but it's kind of needed. And it's a school night, so I don't expect much, but... Lori, hey there. What's going on? Making a cup of tea here. Let me see, do I got the chats turned on properly? Phil, what's going on? Top of the morning tea. Well, it's not morning here yet. It's still 10:30 at night. Sun went down about an hour ago. Still pretty sky, though. Figured I was going to do some editing, and there wasn't no lives going on, so I figured I'd do my own and hang out. You guys can walk. Thank you so much. I checked analytics a little bit ago. I'm like 4 or 5 days behind as far as them counting my numbers on my main stats. But I think 2,100 views in the last 28 days. Yeah, I saw that. And I kind of needed the group therapy tonight, so that's why I went live. Because I did not have a good day. And I figure I can sit here and grovel in my own beer, or I can do a live. So I got to edit a video, so I figured I'd bring some people along. Yeah. But I only, post it. I don't do this very often, especially this time of night. So nobody had any warnings. And I sort of did it after I saw that post. And then let's see. Share mute microphone now. I was going to try. Here we go. All chats are visible. Okay. Just going to make sure I got my settings right. Like I said, I don't do this very often. I'm making a cup of tea. So bear with me. All right. Well, thanks for popping in and saying hi anyways. And I appreciate all the watch hours. I'm used to talking to myself anyway when I'm editing videos. Even if nobody comes in. What's up with you, Phil? What's going on over there? I've been watching some videos about what's going on over there, man. You got about as many crazy people over there as we got here. Hi, Dawn. Hey, no problem, Dawn. Something's better than nothing. You can always do the rewatch. depending on how good it is. But don't mind me, I'm making a cup of tea. Yeah, I was contemplating coffee or tea because I probably got... All right, Phil, this is what happened, buddy. Last night, I was on the verge. Ooh, it's that time of year, isn't it? Anyway, been working on this video. My last edit was a bunch of voiceovers. I had about 4 hours in it. It's close to being perfect and finished. Then I decided to clean off some old files to make sure the tablet ran faster. Because this video I'm doing in 4K for the first time, so it takes like a lot more juices. So in clearing out those files, there was that one last one that I said to myself, did I save that? Yeah, I saved it. Click. Didn't save it. So 4 hours of my life's gone. And we're going to try it over again tonight. What sucks is that was one of the best voiceovers I've ever done. And I don't script nothing. Dun, dun, dun. Get ourselves sketchy made in here. Hey, no face! How the heck are ya? I'm getting my poop in a group here, guys. And then we'll flip the camera around, because I'm probably sure you'd rather see the screen I'm working on than my ugly face. Probably don't need that. So you just having coffee, Phil? Or are you having a proper breakfast? Well, I guess it's Monday. Or is it Tuesday over there? Monday. You'd have to have a lot of time on your hands for a proper English on a Monday morning. All right. We got that there. Let me flip this thing around here. Get my tablet fired up. Yeah. This is true. And why do they always say, I'm taking one? You don't want to take that stuff. You want to leave them. All right, there we go. If I can get this lined up here so you guys can sort of see me. Sort of see what I got going on. Anyway, this is the start of a video. This video is almost 12 minutes long. Probably will be when I'm done by the time I put the outro and the intro and all the yada, yada, yada. But this is actually pretty cool because this is... First, I'm looking for my microphone. Oh, I don't need a microphone. This is the first video I've done in 4K. So, we're just going to go through this. And you guys are actually going to get a sneak peek. Since we're in 4K, let's turn this quality up to that. And, yeah. Hit that right there. And for those of you who are wondering, I'm using CapCut. which is a pretty amazing program for making videos. Most of you guys noticed in the last couple months since I started using CapCut on my videos, the difference. I did as an editor. Anyway, let's see. Let's start rolling this thing. Now you guys are getting a sneak peek, so when it does premiere, make sure you don't give any spoilers out.
So, I'm heading out here to get eggs.
I haven't put any music in it yet. I usually do that last.
Look who's there.
All right, right here is where I want to do my first voiceover. So let me take a sip of not coffee, a sip of tea. We'll hit the audio button and the record button. There we go. And what was I going to say here? All right. Me. All right, voice is freaking good enough. All right, here we go. Gnomies, right now I can't stress enough. Do not try this at home. These guys are big and dangerous and will stomp the out of you. So, I'm a trained professional. If you're going to do it, go to the neighbors. How's that? Let's play that back.
Gnomies, right now I can't stress.
Volume level way too low. Let's go up to... Let's start at 200.
Gnomies, right now I can't stress enough. Do not try this at home. These guys are big and dangerous and will stomp the out of you.
Woo! Awesome! So you can have a full Irish.
Do it.
Or a full breakfast. Full English, sorry. I'm drinking Irish breakfast tea. Ain't no face. Take care of yourself. Thanks for popping in. Alright. Where was we? Listen to that back one more time.
Gnomies, right now I can't stress enough. Do not try this at home. These guys are big and dangerous and will stomp the out of you. So, I'm a trained professional. If you're going to do it, go to the neighbors.
I think I'm going to go a little bit louder. Not much. It's hard to judge sometimes because when you're...
Gnomies, right now I can't stress enough.
That sounds pretty good.
Do not try this at home. These guys are big and dangerous and will stomp the out of you. So, I'm a trained professional. If you're going to do it, go to the neighbors.
All right, there we go. That's the first one. That works. Sounded pretty good. But anyway, it's hard to judge on the audio level with the voiceovers. They're generally pretty low. Seashell, how in the heck are you this morning? And sometimes it's hard to judge. If I put it up too high, it may sound great on the tablet, but then when I upload it, for some reason it gets out of balance and my voiceovers are super loud. So I'm trying to cut back a little bit. So just something I noticed. Let's keep rolling here. I want to see how far it is to my next. So I know what I got to fit in here. Okay. I got some room. You know what? I was going to say something else in there and I forgot
Dangerous
it.
And will stomp the out of you. So, I'm a trained professional. If you're going to do it, go to the neighbors.
right, I know what I want to do. Instead of redoing that.
Adia. So, I'm a trained professional.
Right there. If I stop it right there and I do a split, I can take this last part that I want to keep, slide it out of the way, and then get ready to do another little section that I forgot to say. Now, what did I forget to say? What did I got to say? I'm a trained professional. And a moron. There we go. So we move that up. Will they let me move it up? No, it won't let me move it up. That's okay. But I can move this one back over here. So see, that filled in my little voiceover gap. Let's see how that did from the beginning. Oh, I got to adjust the volume on that one to... I think I had the other one at 250.
And a moron.
So, played it back.
Gnomies, right now I can't stress enough. Do not try this at home. These guys are big and dangerous and will stomp the Adia. So, I'm a trained professional. And a moron. If you're gonna do it, go to the neighbors.
I like that. That last one I do want to turn up a little bit. I'm thinking to there, and we're going to call again.
If you're going to do it, go to the neighbors.
There we go. There we go. Let's listen one more time.
Look who's back. Gnomies, right now I can't stress enough. Do not try this at home. These guys are big and dangerous and will stomp the Adia. So, I'm a trained professional. And a moron.
You guys see how close I am to that moose?
Go to the neighbors.
I'm getting even closer. Yeah, I am getting, I get within 6 feet of this guy. But I don't think he ever really saw me. Because there's a chicken wire there, and then the big screen and the tarp, and it's like sort of shaded. So I don't really think he definitely didn't recognize me as a threat, because you'll see how close I got. I even kicked the chicken feeder and he didn't move. Didn't even startle. Freaking gorgeous. I think what I want to do so I'm going to do another little voiceover in there about
less than 6 feet.
okay. So right there is where I start talking again. So that's a minute 36. Right there's where my last voiceover is. We'll start that right there. Seashell, I'm using a CapCut, the totally free version, which is actually a totally cool program. It's like, I was using Movavi, and I used that for, almost 3 years. And it was $8 a year, and it was okay. It was a little clunky. And my tablet was real slow. So I didn't have enough memory on my old tablet to run anything but Movavi. And I couldn't do anything, but like, it was tough doing a half-hour video with as much as I had to break it down. Anyway, so I did some work for the VIP Brandon. In exchange, he got me a laptop or a new tablet. And this one's got 8 gigs of memory. As far as RAM goes, that's what you need is the RAM. So it's got 8 gigs of RAM, so I can do 4K now. And that's what I'm doing. Here's my first 4K video. And this program does a lot more stuff as far as transitions, and it can handle a lot more. So they upload a little bit slower because they got a lot more data in there, but I think it's worth it in the long run. So there you go. Now you know. All right. We're going to do another voiceover at this point here. Maybe a little bit further. Because listening to the moose is cool. And I don't want to talk over everything. All right, let's see. Go back. Voice record. Me. There we go. Here's a fun fact. Gnomies, did you know that the moose sheds its antlers every single year? That's right. Come January, February, when the snow gets super deep, they get them things off their head. I'd want to. It'd be crazy walking around all winter with one of them. And then come spring, they start growing back bigger and better. And you know what? It's all to impress the ladies. All right, that wasn't too bad. Do my volume thing. I'm going to start at 200.
Here's a fun fact. Gnomies, did you know that the moose sheds its antlers every single year? That's right. Come January, February, when the snow gets super deep, they get them things off their head. I'd want to. It'd be crazy walking around all winter with one of them. And then come spring, they start growing back bigger and better. And you know what? It's all to impress the ladies.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
And then come spring, they start growing back bigger and better. And you know what? It's all to impress the ladies.
All right, let's see here how much further I got. There we go. All right, I think I'll wait on the next segment. You know what I want to do? Back here, I want to say one more thing.
The ladies.
One of these days, I'm going to get a clip of the GIV saying this part of it, because this is where I stole this from. In case you didn't know, now you know. I'm not sure I like that. I may take that back out.
In case you didn't know, now you know.
In case you didn't know, now you. How does he say it? Who watches the GIV out there? How does he say that? Ah, this is what I think. This is how he says it. All right, let's get rid of that. Try it again. In case you didn't know, now you know. It's something like that. Something like that. I'm going to have to work on my German accent. Set that up to do that.
In case you didn't know, now you know.
There we go. There we go. Let's see. Oh, fat fingers. Well, let's wait till after this next.
We are less than 6 feet away.
See, we're 142. The next caption. Look how close I got to that sucker. Is he not gorgeous? Where do you see this in 4K too? Let's see. I stick the camera out. We'll start right here. Here we go. Back one, record, sip a tea. Pop up. How are you, hon? You ready to watch me redo everything that I lost last night? That's what I'm doing. And I wasn't in the mood to do it alone. Hey, Red! Here we go. How you guys doing? I saw what you posted, guys. Man, my heart's freaking broken. I thought I had a bad day. And then I read that. And I said to myself, Self, the hell you bitching at? So, we decided to go live. Have our own little session. Well, it was sort of last minute Red popping it up because I wasn't going to do this. I was just going to come in and hang out with Pup if she went live. Or sit here and grovel in my own sorrows. Decided to go live. Show you guys what I'm doing with the edit. But what I'm doing is I'm doing some voiceovers right now. So you guys are getting a sneak peek of my newest video coming up as I do the voiceovers. Seashell, one thing, I don't know if this matters or not if you're looking for something, but one thing with CapCut is there are a lot of stuff that, as far as features go, that I have to be online for, which means I got to turn on my phone with the hotspot, which is problematic because the other program I was using, everything I could do offline. But this one, like transitions, if I want to add text for some ungodly reason, they make me be online for text. Probably because of all the animations and stuff. But other than that, I'm really liking it. Where were we? All right, here we go. Now, in case you're wondering, which I know you're probably wondering, why are those horns? Stop. Delete. That's one feature I like. When I screw up, there's a little delete button over here. And instead of finding where I was after deleting it, it takes me right back to the same spot. Anyway, where was I? Here we go. Now, Gnomies, I know you're asking yourself, Self or Gnomie, why are those antlers all red? Well, that's because they're done growing and they just shed what's called their velvet. Velvet's big. Do I want to redo that whole thing? Yeah, we'll start over again. All right, focus, focus, focus. Now, Gnomies, I know you're probably asking yourself, no, that's not what I wanted to say. That's the part I wanted to change. There we go. Now, I know most of you are all saying to yourself, Gnomie, why are them antlers all red? You know what? I'm glad you asked. That's pretty good. I'll cut it there because I like that instead of... One problem I noticed too is if I keep doing longer voiceovers, if I screw up, sometimes I redo the whole thing. Volume.
Now I know most of you are all saying to yourself, Gnomie, why are them antlers all red? You know what? I'm glad you asked.
Think I need... Just because of the end. I'm had one thing...
Now I know most of you are all saying to yourself, Gnomie, why are them antlers all red? You know what? I'm glad you asked.
Leave a little bit of a space. When I started doing voiceovers with this new tablet, it does not have a jack for headphones or a microphone, which sucks. Because I don't have a Bluetooth microphone. I don't want a Bluetooth microphone. I want a plug-in microphone. Anyway, because I got nice microphones. But, yeah, you can't plug it in. So I'm using the microphone on the tablet, which isn't bad. It works, but makes me have to adjust my volume all the time. One more time.
Now I know most of you are all saying to yourself, Gnomie, why are them antlers all red? You know what? I'm glad you asked.
Yeah, it's a really cool, easy layout. And you can do multiple layers. Like you see, it's got my original video layer right here, and then this is my voice over layer right here. And then if I want to add music, it'll be in a different layer, and then I can add images and I can overlay them, and it's doing some pretty cool stuff. I've been playing around with the green screen function, and the other video I'm working on, I did a little deal with that, and I think it turned out really good. So let's go. How much further I got? I got a ways. All right. Okay, let's see. Dink, dink, dink. Record. Well, as those antlers grow throughout the summer, they're covered with a nice layer of fuzzy skin, all velvety. That's why they call it coming out of velvet. Because once they're done growing, that velvet skin sheds, leaves that little red behind because it's got all kinds of blood vessels that used to be in it. And there you go. Man, I don't like that end. That sounded stupid. Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to do it over. We're going to do it over. You know, I probably should write scripts for myself, but I don't. Well, the reason is, all summer long as them antlers grow and get bigger and bigger, they're covered in a nice thin layer of skin that's got all kinds of fuzzies on it, just like velvet. And when the antlers are done growing, that velvet sheds right off. And because it had all kinds of blood vessels in it for giving them antlers all kinds of nutrients, well, they're red for a little bit, till they all dry out. It's all good. Sounded rushed, yeah. I wasn't sure how far it was to the next cut. Let's see, because I want to show a piece of that velvet. You see how it's hanging off the antler right there? I don't know if you can it up. I can make it bigger. But there's a hunk of it hanging right there. I want to show that off. So how do I shrink this down back down? Uh-oh. What did I do? There we go. So I think what I'm going to do, since I've been doing this, I'll listen to this one more time. Oh, crap.
The antlers are done growing. That velvet sheds right.
There we go. Turn that up. We'll do a normal.
is, all summer long, as them antlers grow and get bigger and bigger, they're covered in a nice thin layer of skin that's got all kinds of fuzzies on it, just like velvet. And when the antlers are done growing, that velvet sheds right off. Because it had all kinds of blood vessels in it for giving them antlers all kinds of nutrients, well, they're red for a little bit, so they'll dry out. It's all good.
I think I can live with that. Maybe a little. Man, I don't want to.
Well, the reason is, all summer long as them antlers grow.
I think that's loud enough. Right here. All right. So there's a layer of sound, my voiceover. That's the video layer. If I want to edit that, I go to that layer. And let's see. That's a decent shot right there. What I want to do is I want to talk about that hanging off. So I want to do a freeze frame. So I go over here and in my little, oops, sorry to bump you, in my little selections down here, I got this little button right here called freeze. Bink. And what that does, it takes a screenshot and puts it on there for 3 seconds. Oh, I moved it. Let's get back to the cut. So I'm editing this little cut right now, that the freeze that it just did. If I want to make that bigger, all I gotta do is touch right there and slide it smaller, just like that. Generally what I do is I'll make it bigger than I think it is, because I'm going to do another voiceover in this section. So I'll make it bigger than I think. I'll do my voiceover, then I'll come back and I'll edit this layer back down to fit. All right. Yeah, that is a nice feature. It's pretty amazing. And this is the free. I mean, if you buy this thing, which I don't know how much it is a year, but you get all kinds of other stuff too. But for the free version for now, man, I mean, it kicks butt. All right, where were we? Speaking of velvet, if you look real close right there, you'll see a piece hanging off that antler. There you go. Now you know. All right. I like that. Let me get the volume adjusted where I want it. 220.
Speaking of velvet, if you look real close right there, you'll see a piece hanging off that antler.
All right, so what we're going to do to highlight that even better.
Speaking of velvet, if you look real close right there.
That's not what I wanted to do. What did I do? Where did I go? Back to my voiceover. There we go. All right, try that again.
But if you look real close right there.
Okay, that's where I want to stop it. I want to pick my video clip. I want to hit the split button, which will split it for me. And then what I'm going to do is, now that this is highlighted, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. That way you can see it better on screen. And let's see what that sounds like. I gotta let it catch up for a minute. If I get too much stuff going on, the memory lags back a little bit. Yes, free is always good, especially when you ain't got no money. I mean, it's not free because they're, every time I get online, they're taking all my information and blah, 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 but honestly, I got nothing to hide. All right, so what I'm going to do...
Speaking of velvet, if you look real close right there.
Yep, zooms in. Now, I'll put a transition in there later, but it zooms in, and I'm going to probably put like an arrow on there or something pointing to that.
Speaking of velvet, if you look real close right there, you'll see a piece hanging off that antler. There you go. Now you know.
I like that. It'll work. Let's listen to the moosey eat. I don't think the first part of this video I'm going to put any kind of music, because it just sounds so cool listening to him eat. And again, look how freaking close we are. I mean, he's like 3 feet in front of the camera. Doesn't even give a flying hoot. Oh man, look at that! Look at that look in his eye. All right. I wanted to add something there. What do I want to add there? What do I want to add there? Oh, not that far. Why does it do that? And when I want to super fast forward and get to a spot, it never lets me, and then accidentally it does all the frickin' time. Let's see. When I get to that part where I zoom in. It did it again. It did it again. Ah! One more time. One more time. There we go. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm not sure this clip. I got to zoom in right here, and it's about 1, 2, 3 seconds. I might make it bigger. Yeah, I'm going to make it longer. That way I don't have to rush it. So I'm in the middle of this clip. It doesn't really matter. Just as long as I'm, within the zoom of the clip, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do a freeze. Since it's the same thing, it will not show up. I won't need to do any kinds of transitions. It's seamless. And what we're going to do is make this a little bit longer so we got enough and we can shorten it back down. We're going to go right about there. Hit record. Gnomies, right there, we're staring death in the face. Did I mention this guy'll stomp the donkey out of you just as soon as look at you? Yeah, he will. All right, turn that up. Right there.
Gnomies, right there, we're staring death in the face.
Good morning.
This guy'll stomp the donkey out of you just as soon as look at you? Yeah, he will.
Yeah. Now, the only scarier thing to him is Mama Moose when she's got babies. I've never really had a bull charge me, but I've had Mama Moose charge more than once. Ooh, look at that. Look at him staring. He's trying to figure out what the heck's going on. Should I say something right there? Yeah, here we go. There we go. Did you see what that did? Did you see that skipped again? I appreciate that. Yeah, I needed a distraction. I thought I'd share with you guys. All right, right there. So I appreciate you hanging out. There we go. Okay, let's go back one, record. Oh, that'll put shivers down your spine. There we go. See how that did. It was a little bit long. I can put it down, turn it up real quick in volume. I wish you could set a default volume on this, but you can't.
Oh, that'll put shivers down your spine.
I did not like that very much. What else could I say? They're similar. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going to delete that. It's not a trail cam. I shot this with my GoPro the other day. When I went out to the chicken coop, he was standing next to the chicken coop, chomping on leaves and stuff. And so I snuck into the coop. So if you'll see here in a little bit, I'm behind a cage, and he really can't see me. And what I did was I stuck the camera out through the mesh, and I got some close shots, all in 4K. So this one's going to be actually pretty kick-ass. But yes, it is on my property. It's a 3-year-old moose, to the best I can tell. He is not of legal size to shoot. His antlers are not big enough. They need to be 45-inch spread, whatever that is in centimeters, I don't know. And he's definitely not. He's probably 38, 40 inches, maybe. But if he's around next year, I'll get him. And it's also still right here. It's one day before opening day of hunting season. Huh? Isn't that how it works? But generally every year, I quit going moose hunting. Because they walk up to my front door every year, so saves me a lot of time. But I do need a bigger one. Okay, where were we? What was I gonna say here? There we go. Does that look not send shivers down your spine? Oh. There we go. That was better. That was much better. Right there.
Does that look not send shivers down your spine?
That works. Yeah, one thing, our moose do get a heck of a lot bigger than this. Oh, there we go. This, oh, I just did it again. How do I keep doing that? There we go. This part's really cool. I forgot about this part. We're going to talk about his ears. What did I say here? Oh, that's what I said here.
Does that look not send shivers down your spine?
think right about there. I'm going to start talking about the ears here. Yeah. Especially in 4K, because a lot of people watch my stuff on their big screen TVs, and 1080 just doesn't cut it. It looks great on tablets and phones, but you put it up to the big screen and it looks like crap. But I don't, it's a toss up because this video, for example, is going to be about 12 minutes. It is going to be 3 gigs of information by the time I'm done with all of it. For a 12 to 15 minute video, 3 gigs. In 1080, the same amount of gigs, 3 gigs, I can do a 45-minute video. It's about a gig every 15 minutes. So I'm probably not going to do 4K very often for like my bigger videos, because a lot of my stuff, you know, it's hard to get less than a half hour on. Those I'll probably still for now do in 1080, but then I'm going to switch over to 4K. Rendering, we'll see here in just a minute. Rendering is actually pretty fast, Seashell. I know it's 10 times faster than my other tablet. This video here, at 12 minutes, 4K, with all editing and transitions, it took 15 minutes to render. It's about the same. I noticed last night. So a 15-minute video takes about 15 minutes to render. But I don't render everything at once. I'll do it in layers. I'll go through and I'll do all my cuts, and my transitions. Sometimes I'll add some music. Most of the time I'll wait. I may add some text. This one, what I did was I cut it down. I edited it down to what I wanted. I did auto captions because I wanted to do closed captions because I'm whispering in a lot of this. Closed captions took about 15, 20 minutes to figure itself out. So I said I got to go. Then I had to go through and edit all that. And I saved that. I saved my length cuts, my closed captions, and my transitions all in one edit, and it was about 15 minutes. Now I'm going to do voiceovers. And if I like all the voiceovers, I'll go back and add my music, and then do a final render and get it ready to upload. All right. What were we going to talk about? Oh, yes, moosey ears. Moosey ears. Now this was what made me so upset when I lost the first time I went through and did all this. Talking about the moose ears, I had a bunch of transitions and I was gonna, close-ups and yeah. I'm gonna play with it a little bit here now again, but the last time I did this little section took me about a half an hour to do everything I wanted to do, and then I didn't save it and I deleted it because that's the way I roll. Because I like doing things twice. 3 times sometimes. Sometimes 4. Take a break here for just a second, gather my thoughts. Because we're going to be talking about the moose ears. Where am I at? Why do I have... And there we go. I don't know why I had a split right in there. Take that out. Okay. Gnomies, here's another fun fact. You see them ears over there twitching around to and fro? Well, they ain't swatting skeeters. Them two things are like a couple of... Stop. Do I want to do it over? Yeah, I'm going to do it all over again. Right there. Try it again. No, did you see them two little ears on top of their heads swinging around to and fro? Well, they ain't just swatting mosquitoes. Them things are like two little radar dishes, swinging around getting all kinds of information of what's going on. Come on. I like that. I like it a lot.
No, did you see them two little ears on top of their heads swinging around to and fro? Well, they ain't just swatting mosquitoes. Them things are like two little radar dishes, swinging around getting all kinds of information of what's going on. Come on.
Alright, I am going to put a cut in here because there's a spot. Did I miss it? I must have missed it.
Two little ears on top of their heads swinging around to and fro. Well, they ain't just swatting mosquitoes. Them things are like two little radar dishes, swinging around getting all kinds of information of what's going on. Come on.
That's where I wanted to stop it. Alright, how did I do this before? Because what I want to do is I want to say something and I want to zoom in, draw attention to it. So what I want to do is I'm going to go to the video layer, and the first thing I want to add is a freeze. So we're going to put a freeze in there. And then I want to, no, I'm just going to make it longer. All right, here's the issue. There's a section right here I want to take where he does that. Because there's a reason he moves his ear. The neighbor hollers. And the neighbor's over in this direction. As soon as the neighbor hollers, he turns his ear that direction. And that's sort of what I want to catch.
What's going on? Come on. Come on.
All right, so he yells right as I'm saying, come on. So I want to do another edit or another cut right there because I want that little clip. So I cut it. Oh, let me see so you can see what I'm doing here. So I want that little clip, so I cut it down and I'm going to duplicate it because I want to use it further down in the video. So we'll duplicate it. Now, one thing I haven't tried yet is I want to... No, I can't do that. So I'm going to move that over one position. So what we got is the video running.
Information of what's going on. Come on.
The clip that I want. The freeze frame that I want. I'm going to make that a little bit longer. Oh, did you see what I just did? Again. Fortunately, I'm getting closer to that spot in the video.
Oh. Come on.
Again. Why is it doing that?
Come out.
Okay, what was I going to say here? There we go. Did you see that? Look close. I think you missed it. All right, stop it there. Video or voice clip's a little bit long.
See that? Look.
I can't believe I keep doing the same thing. Maybe it's because I'm on camera. Live in this.
Did you see that? Look close. I think.
Let's see. Look close.
Look close.
Right there's where I say look close. So I'm going to stop it there. Split it. I got this next section. I'm going to zoom in.
I think you missed it.
No. I'm not going to do it that way.
Did you see that? Look close.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this one. Delete.
Look close. I think you missed it.
All right. Make that a little bit longer. Get mad because I keep doing the same frickin' thing.
The information of what's going on. Come out. Did you see that? Look close. I think you missed it.
All right. We're going to make this back to that length.
Did you see that? Look close. I think you missed it.
All right. Here's what I want to do. I don't know if I can or not. Ooh, it did. It let me make that longer. Perfect.
I think you missed it.
A little bit longer. I wasn't happy with that clip. But fortunately, it's a duplicate, so the other one stayed back there behind. And I can just make this one a little bit longer.
I think you missed it.
I like that. All right, but what I want to do is I want to do another freeze frame right there so I can add some graphics. Yeah, it's something to do with the shortcuts. I think when I'm hitting the timeline, it's fast forwarding me for some reason, but that doesn't make sense. It's something between the timeline and the play button. I'm not hitting the play button high enough. So but then when I try and do that, when I want to go to a spot on the video, it never wants to frickin' do it for me. So all right, let's see. Look close.
I think you missed it.
Yeah, right there. And then I'm going to do a freeze frame right there because I want another still image. Where's the freeze? Oh, it won't let me right there, but I can right there. All right. Try that right there. All right, go down to here. It's got so many features on here. Freeze. I like that. I like that a lot. There's a tiny piece right in there that I don't like from that freeze frame. So I'm going to hit edit and see if it'll... Yes, it captured it. Perfect. So I can delete that.
Step.
I want to make the freeze frame longer. What I'm doing here is I'm also thinking ahead because I want to add graphics to this, pointers and stuff like that. So I'm thinking of that while I'm thinking of what I want to do for the voiceover and what I want to do for clips and transitions. So there's, like I said, the first time I did this section, it took me about half hour to an hour just for this 3 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. But it's worth it. It makes for a kick-ass video that you guys are going to watch. All right, where was we? I may need to make a cup of coffee.
We're close. I think you missed it.
Right there. Let's see, we'll do that. Audio. There we go. Did you see that ear move when the neighbor yelled? You missed it. All right, one more time, close up. So we'll do that. Again, turn the volume up.
Did you see that ear move when the neighbor yelled? You missed it. All right, one more time, close up.
All right, we like that. And it's this little clip right here. So that's the clip I want. I want to put that over here because we want to see it again. So I highlight it, duplicate it, and then I'll take this and I'll just move it over. Oh, it went to the end. Let me try that again. One spot back. There we go. And then we'll select it. I want to zoom in right there.
All right, one more time, close up.
All right, what I want to do is I want this one a little bit longer.
One more time, close up.
That's it. All right. I like that. I like that. We'll do that. I'll do one more freeze. There we go. You had to see that. I told you. They're like little radar dishes. As soon as the neighbor yelled, that ear right there swung around to see what was going on. Now you know. All right. I like that. It's a little longer than I was going to. But we'll set our volume.
You had to see that.
And I want to do, select that, and I want to make this as long as that. Well, maybe not as long as. We'll go to there. All right, let's watch the whole thing. See how that turned out.
Does that look not send shivers down your spine? No, did you see them two little ears on top of their heads swinging around to and fro? Well, they ain't just swatting mosquitoes. Them things are like two little radar dishes, swinging around getting all kinds of information of what's going on. Come on. Did you see that? Look close. I think you missed it. Did you see that ear move when the neighbor yelled? You missed it. All right, one more time. Close up.
There we go. It'll look better when I put a transition in
You
there.
had to see that. I told you. They're like little radar dishes. As soon as the neighbor yelled, that ear right there swung around to see what was going on. Now you know.
Let's see.
What was going on?
All right, that's where I want to stop. I don't want that last little bit. So we'll split, delete, because there's one other thing I want to say.
There, swung around to see what was going on.
There we go. Those little... Yeah. Stop. Do over. Take two. Those things are as sensitive as dog ears. No, that's not what I wanted to say. There was something I said last night that was freaking hilarious, and I can't remember what it was. They're as sensitive as a dog's nose. All right, if I can't remember what I'm going to say, what can I say? Those things are as sensitive. Those things are as powerful as a bloodhound's nose, times two, and they work independently. There you go. Now you know. Back to the video. That's all right. I think I can live with that. Maybe not what I originally said, but I shouldn't have deleted the original one, huh? Set the volume.
Those things are as powerful as a bloodhound's nose, times two. They work independently. There you go. Now you know. Back to the video.
That'll work. We're just going to let it roll here for a little bit. Enjoy the moves.
What do you think of that? Pretty damn cool, huh? I don't think we can get any closer. Now that he's moving away. But is that not a beautiful move? That's so freaking crack some eggs here without spooking the moose. And we're gonna come. Got any more over here? Two eggs. Back to Moose Watch.
All right, I'm gonna add some music here in a minute, I think.
Alright, I'm gonna try and find a better spot.
What I want to do is I'm going to start
Try
the
and find a
music
better spot.
right there. Is where I want to add music. So go down over here. And this is one thing. If you want music from the program, you need to be online, but I've got a bunch of files downloaded. So I just go here on my device. And then here you go. There's all my music. So let's pick a song. I had one. Nope. Oh, that one? I downloaded some new ones. I think this is the one I used. Good morning! Just doing a little video editing here, a little re-edit. I think that's the song I want to use. It comes in at full volume. I don't need it that loud because I'm going to be talking a little bit. So let's turn that down. Let's start at 20%. All right, here's where we start stalking the moose. All right, that was a little loud. You see that? Closed caption. The chicken. Chicken it out. I'll do it again. All right, a little further. Try that again. So what's going on in the UK this morning? I've been watching a little bit. You guys are falling apart as bad as the US.
Hey, quiet.
Ha! It's one thing, you can always count on the sun to be out and the government to suck. You see why we left you guys? We ain't got much better. That was a pretty good. There we go. I think I want to add some more music. Not right away. Right there. We're going to add another soundtrack. Go to sounds, music, device. I know I'm not online. Let's pick another song. I like this one, but not appropriate. I'll listen to it for a second. Man, I like that song. No. 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 Do I want to be goofy? Is this moose stalking music? Peppy. No. No. That's moose stalking music, maybe. Thank you, sir. I like to mix it up. I like me some bluegrass. I like me some rock and roll. That's a cool song, but well, a little too peppy. Let's see, here's Christmas, Hanukkah. No. Ooh, I might do this one. No, I'd pick. Oh, maybe that is moose stalking music. Let's try that first. We can always redo it. I do want to turn it down, though. Right there. No. This particular song, the intro is so quiet that what I'll do is I'm going to split it right there. I'm working on the... Oh, sorry. I split the music track. I'm going to go back. I'm going to put the volume... I'm going to crank it on the beginning because I like the beginning part, but you can't really hear it. So let's try that first. I think that balance... I think that balance is better. Where were we? Oh, no, it didn't. Did it not add our song? No, we're down here. All right, so it took it backwards that time. There's that song, blah-de, 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 blah. And it did it again. I'm about to go nuts. Here we go. I did not get this moose. It was one day too soon to shoot the moose, and his antlers were not big enough. But if he sticks around for another year, he'll definitely be in the pot. Now, I didn't like... That isn't exactly where I wanted that volume to change. So I hit the undo, and it just took me back, so I don't have to redo it. Right there. We're going to split it, and I'm going to increase the volume just on that section. And we're going to crank it because, like I said, that section is really low. There we go. Now we kick it up. Oh! All right, let's try that again. It stopped. So I do want, because I'm not talking here, so I'm going to put that up to, let's do 770. No, 69. Let's see how that works. Now we kick it up. Yeah. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. Oh, now I'm just doing it on purpose, subconsciously. All right, kick it up. Da 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 da. I think I need to give a disclaimer here again. All right. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. At least I know where I'm at. Yeah, it is. I need to drop the volume because I talk a little bit here. But I got to do it just on the right beat, too. But I think I want to add a voiceover right before that. But I want to see where it's at. All right, start talking again there, so we'll split it. Oh, is that on the right beat? It's not on the right beat. As soon as it does that, I want it to drop down just a little bit. So we're going to go right. Oh, I just moved the song. I want to move the whole video. I think it's right about there. Try that. Perfect. Right on the beat. So I want to drop this volume because I'm about to talk. Well, a little bit lower. A little bit lower. I can always increase the video volume too.
eating his way off into the sunset.
Let's go back, see how that does one more time. Do do do. Right. Oh, some bitch. I wonder if I can turn that hotkey off, whatever it's doing that. Because it seems like it's bringing me back to the very middle of the video, wherever I'm hitting. Right there. Okay, right there. I'll cut the music a little bit because for a voiceover, I want the music to drop down again a little bit. I'm going to give another disclaimer here. Bear with me, I gather my thoughts. What am I going to say? In my disclaimer again. What am I going to say? Gnomies, I feel it's time once again to remind you, do not try this at home. I am a trained professional and an idiot. I'm out here without much protection, just a couple little trees, and it ain't smart. But I'm doing it for you, to make a decent video for all yous to watch. Risking life and limb, but that's what it takes. So there you go, and here we are. How'd that sound? Does that sound okay? A moose that size, that's probably dressed out, that's probably about 500 to 600 pounds of meat. Me, I've eaten on that thing for 2 years, which you can because I put it in jars, so it stays longer. But yeah, 500 to 600 pounds of meat, all dressed out. Let's listen to this voiceover real quick. I want to turn it up. I may end up turning the volume on the... Yeah, I need to turn that down. So we'll go down to 25. See what that sounds like.
Gnomies, I feel it's time once again to remind you, do not try this at home.
What do I have the voiceover set at? 300. That's about as max as I want to go.
Gnomies, I feel...
So we'll try turning this down to 15.
Gnomies, I feel it's time once again to remind you, do not try this at home. I am a trained professional and an idiot. I'm out here without much protection, just a couple little trees, and it ain't smart. But I'm doing it for you, to make a decent video for all yous to watch.
All right, this is what I want to say, because I'm going to steal this line. I don't know if anybody watches Wolf Pit. He does food review and cooking videos.
Trained professional and an idiot. I'm out here without much protection, just a couple little trees. And it ain't smart. But I'm doing it for you.
There we go. I'm doing it for you. The fans! After all, where else do you get this kind of riveting content? Anyway. No, I don't like that. How's he say that? He always says, I do it for you, the fans. For you, the fans. No, what did I say before that? Delete that. All right. Getting caught up now. What did I say?
I'm out here without much protection, just a couple little trees. And it ain't smart. But I'm doing it for you.
The fans. 'Cause somebody has to. There we go. So the least you could do is hit that like button. How about it, huh? And share if you care. 'Cause I'm out here risking life and limb. I know. Nah, I didn't like that. Don't like that.
Just a couple little trees. And it ain't smart. But I'm doing it for you. The fans. Because somebody has to.
Do it for you, the fans, because somebody has to. So the least you could do, smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you care, please share. Now, back to the video. All right. I think that sounds pretty good. Not too bad. I'm going to adjust that up.
So the least you could do, smash that like button.
All right. Put that volume at the same. I think we did 300 for all those.
The fans. Because somebody has to.
Volume. Yep, 300.
So the least you could do.
All right, let's listen to the whole thing again, see how it turned out.
Gnomies, I feel it's time once again to remind you, do not try this at home. I am a trained professional and an idiot. I'm out here without much protection, just a couple little trees. And it ain't smart. But I'm doing it for you. The fans. Because somebody has to. So the least you could do, smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you care, please share. Now, back to the video. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of bushcraft stuff myself. It's good skills to have.
So freaking cool.
Let's see. I don't want people to think this is the end of the video because there's still a couple minutes left. All right, here we go. Ah.
And an idiot. I'm out here without much protection, just a couple little trees. And it ain't smart. But I'm doing it for you. The fans. Because somebody has to. So the least you can do, smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you care, please share.
There we go.
Now, back to the video.
Perfect.
Well, there you go. Eating his way off into the sunset. We'll get some bigger horns, Bullwinkle. So freaking cool.
All right, we're gonna do another voiceover here because it's sort of I made the mistake of it sounding like the video's ending here or getting ready to end, and it's not. It's still got 3 minutes left. So let's say something here to keep people around. Don't go anywhere yet, Gnomies. We're still stalking this bad boy. And we may find some mushrooms along the way. That's pretty good. Crank that up to 300.
Don't go anywhere yet, Gnomies. We're still stalking this bad boy. And we may find some mushrooms along the way.
There we go. That was pretty good.
Yeah, he's still looking at it. Found some mushrooms. Never see this. Not edible.
Oh, somebody come in. I miss it. Yes, I'm a professional idiot. Actually, I guess I'm not, since YouTube doesn't pay me yet. I'm an amateur idiot.
I don't know if I can get close like I was before.
He's getting ready to take off. I may cut this song short because there's another song I'd rather have at the end. We gotta figure out where a good spot to cut this song is so it doesn't sound like I'm cutting it short.
I don't know if I can get close like I was before.
All right, I think I'll do right there. I'll split it, get rid of that part, and I'm going to fade this music out. So I have an option here to fade it out over how much time I'm going to do. Let's do 5 seconds.
Well, there you go. Eating his way off into the sunset.
Did Lori come back in?
We'll get some bigger horns, Bullwinkle. So freaking cool.
Don't go anywhere yet, Gnomies. We're still stalking this bad boy. And we may find some mushrooms along the way.
Yeah, he's still looking at it. Found some mushrooms.
Down, 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 down.
Not
Awesome, Lori. Thank you.
okay. We're here for moose.
I'm just about done on this edit, other than adding a few graphics and stuff like that, but I won't bore you guys with that.
I don't know if I can get close like I was before.
I may do 1 or 2 graphics just to give you an example. think I want to make it a little bit longer and the fade longer. We'll do 7 seconds on the fade.
Well, there you go.
But I also don't want to listen to that whole track again, so we're going to go to the... Here we go. That wasn't bad. Try not to cut the song at a spot where it...
All kinds of mushrooms out here.
where it sounds right. I may be able to go longer on that song.
I'm trying to get behind that tree right there.
I can go longer on that song. All right, so here's a fun feature with CapCut. I went and I cut that. There we go. It's like I cut that back half of the song off and transitioned it. Now, instead of going through and redoing it, all I got to do is hit this right here. And I can stretch all that stuff I deleted right back out again. As long as I want it. I'm not sure how long this song is. I don't want to do it till the end because I got a cool way to end this video. We'll put it right there for now. We'll find a better spot. Daka 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 daka.
All kinds of mushrooms out here.
I have no idea. I've been working hard over here. Ding a ding 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 a ding 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 a ding ding a ding a ding a ding a ding a ding a ding ding.
I'm trying to get behind that tree right there.
Oh, this gets into a good part of the song too. Really starts rocking. That'll work. All right. Right there. Let's see. The song I want to put in is it that one? No, Barnyard Surprise. Okay. So I want to move this song. Is the audios there? That's just about perfect. Did that skip thing again. Get back to the back. Back to the end of the video. Try this again. I want to move it just a little bit more. Music fades. New song starts. And he's out of there. And that's the end of the video. So what I want to do here, since that's the end of that part, let's do albums. And I got all my intros and outros right there. And we want to put the standard outro in, which is that one.
Never change things by fighting the existing.
There we go. See how that does.
He's done playing for today. That's so cool.
Never change things by fighting the existing reality.
Alright, I want this music to go down a little. No, actually, I can. Let me increase that. Let me try that first. We're going to increase the video volume.
Never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete.
Alright, and then Nature Boy comes in. So we're going to go right there. Oops, right there. We're going to cut the video. Take that part off. Go back to here. Do a fade. We're going to do a long fade. Let's do 6 seconds. Try that again.
He's done playing for today.
There we go.
That's so cool.
Never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that
Makes the existing model obsolete. There we go.
existing model obsolete.
I'm a Gnomie, he's a Gnomie, she's a Gnomie, you're a Gnomie, wouldn't you like to be a Gnomie?
Put your comment down.
Here's an H-E.
Click the subscribe down. Don't click the like button.
Down on the bottom.
Or make a comment.
Down on the bottom.
Peace out.
All right. There we go. All right. You guys want to watch it from the beginning, all that I did? I'm still going to go back through here one more time and do my transitions for the cuts that I made. Add a few graphics here and there. And then that's it. How long we been on here? Well, that ain't bad. It only took me 2 hours to redo what took me 4 hours to do yesterday. Let's see. See what you guys are saying here. Maya! Yeah, Maya, we were just doing some editing here tonight, and I figured I'd bring a few folks along. Right now, we're about to watch all the voiceovers that I put in here and see how they turned out. We may even go full screen. Let me see if I can adjust you guys back so you can see better. There we go. All right, you guys ready?
So, I'm heading out here to get eggs.
Thank you.
Look who's back.
Gnomies, right now I can't stress enough. Do not try this at home. These guys are big and dangerous and will stomp the out of you.
All right.
So, I'm a trained professional and a moron. If you're gonna do it, go to the neighbors.
You hear the baby peepers peeping?
Here's a fun fact. Gnomies, did you know that the moose sheds its antlers every single year? That's right. Come January, February, when the snow gets super deep, they get them things off their head. I'd want to. It'd be crazy walking around all winter with one of them. And then come spring, they start growing back, bigger and better. And you know what? It's all to impress the ladies. In case you didn't know, now you know.
Hear him chomping?
6 feet away.
My heart was pounding out of my chest.
Gnomie, why are them antlers all red? You know what? I'm glad you asked. Well, the reason is, all summer long as them antlers grow and get bigger and bigger, they're covered in a nice thin layer of skin that's got all kinds of fuzzies on it, just like velvet. And when the antlers are done growing, that velvet sheds right off. Because it had all kinds of blood vessels in it for giving them antlers all kinds of nutrients, well, they're red for a little bit, so they all dry out.
Yeah.
All good.
I physically was less than 6 feet or around 6 feet from the moose. But then I had my selfie stick, so I was able to stick the camera out. And check this out. That is not zoomed in.
If you look real close right there, you'll see a piece hanging off that antler. There you go. Now you know.
I think after we watch this, I'll go through. I'll show you how I add one graphic. No, I can't because I'm online on my phone and I got to use the hotspot. It won't work. Sorry, never mind. I can feel him breathing.
Gnomies, right there, we're staring death in the face. Did I mention this guy will stomp the donkey out of you just as soon as look at you? Yeah, he will.
Pardon me. Pardon me.
Does that look not send shivers down your spine?
Excuse me.
Gnomies, you see them two little ears on top of their heads swinging around to and fro? Well, they ain't just swatting mosquitoes. Them things are like two little radar dishes, swinging around getting all kinds of information of what's going on. Come on. Did you see that? Look close. I think you missed it. Did you see that ear move when the neighbor yelled? You missed it. All right, one more time. Close up.
There we go. Perfect.
You had to see that. I told you. They're like little radar dishes. As soon as the neighbor yelled, that ear right there.
Here's where I'll add a graphic.
What's going on? These are as powerful as a blood nose.
Excuse me.
Times 2. And they work independently. There you go. Now you know. Back to the video.
Huh. I think I'm wild full screen. See up close and personal.
Where do you think of that? Pretty damn cool, huh? I don't think we can get any closer. Now that he's moving away. Is that not a beautiful moose? That's so freaking cool. Alright. See if I can check some eggs here. Without spooking the moose.
Speaking of, I forgot to check eggs today. Thanks for reminding me, Gnomie. Oh, I don't know if you were here earlier when I said this is my first video in 4K. So I hope I look good on full screen when this one goes out.
I'm gonna try and find a better spot.
Yeah, I'm still alive. This editing stuff takes some time. We're just checking, make sure we like everything we just did before we hit the render button. And then we're going to see how long it takes to render what I just did. And then we'll probably sign off for the night because it's getting late. Well, 12:30. I'll still have probably a couple hours left with the final touches. Yeah.
Stealthily. Hey, quiet.
I can say one thing. It took me half the time to redo this part than it did last night to do it the first time before I deleted it. Yeah, I think I remember you saying that before. I got Celtic blood in me, Norwegian blood in me.
Do not try this at home.
All right, here's a fun fact. Here, let me pause that for a second. Here's how I know I've got Viking blood in me. Sorry about the dirty hands. They're actually not that dirty in real life. The camera's making it worse. But you see these pocks right here in my hands? That is a condition passed down from the Vikings, from handling swords all the time. And anybody that has this condition in their hands, which it can get worse, it can make your fingers bow in, but I should be all right. But yeah, that's a Viking hand. So now you know. Fun fact. Where were we?
Professional and an idiot. I'm out here without much protection, just a couple little trees. And it ain't smart. But I'm doing it for you. The fans. Because somebody has to. So the least you can do, smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you care, please share.
See how I had some text and graphics and all of this? Because you got to keep people's attention.
Well, there you go. Eat his way off into the sunset.
Oh,
We'll get some bigger horns, boy.
smoke them if you got them. Oh, 15% power. Where are we at here?
So freaking cool.
Don't go anywhere yet, Gnomies. We're still stalking this bad
Better
boy.
plug in.
And you may find some mushrooms
There we
along
go.
the way.
Yeah, just a little. Found some mushrooms.
Yeah, it's a bull moose don't scare me as much as the mamas do when they got babies in the spring. He just wants to be left alone. And he ain't big enough to get no hind end yet. He's about 3 years old. Too small to shoot. So far, so good. Yes, I went chanterelle hunting yesterday and got a pound. I got a video coming. I need to find a better spot for chanterelles because I got to really start collecting, and I got places that I can sell them to. I get the yellowfoot chanterelles here in this area. What kind of chanterelles do you get?
Never change things by fighting reality.
Yeah, it's my end, guys.
Build a new model.
Am I back yet?
Existing model obsolete.
I'm a Gnomie, he's a Gnomie, she's a Gnomie, you're a Gnomie, wouldn't you like to be a Gnomie?
I got a little green light, so. Oh, cool.
Subscribe down.
I forget what I was saying.
Down on the bottom.
Make a comment.
Down on the bottom.
All right.
Peace out.
There's the end of that. So let's shrink her down. We're going to hit the export button and see how long this bad boy takes. It's a little over 12 minutes. Did you hear me ask, Child, what kind of chanterelles do you got? We have the yellowfoots up here. Yellowfoot chanterelles. In fact, I got some dried here somewhere. Chanterelle, I'm not sure. These are what I got left over from last year. Oh, you can't see that very well. Stand by. Increase the light. Sorry, I'm off grid. I run off batteries and I conserve as much. I'm used to living in the dark. Anyway. You see that bad boy? That's a whole jar of yellowfoot chanterelles. I eat it all the time. All dried out, ready. I'm using CapCut. I just started using CapCut. I was using Movavi on a different tablet I had. And Movavi is okay. Had a lot of glitches, locked up a lot, but also that tablet that I was using didn't have much RAM program, so I was, a little shy there. I made it work for a couple years though. And it was cheap, $8 a year. But then I switched over to CapCut, and CapCut's got so many more features. However, I had to upgrade my tablet, which I did, to 8 gigs of RAM. And I started on CapCut. It lockups and bad renders while you're editing. You ain't doing enough editing. Because there's a reason you don't see many editors on the other side of the camera. Because they go fucking crazy and pull their hair out. Editing. Nobody liked that. Where are we at? 28%. Sorry, guys, I'm loading up my medicine here. Drop is fun. It's something that I always wanted to do. In fact, I got to do a video of just basically how I got here. Because I didn't start here. I actually grew up in Philly, or the Philly area. And long story short, I was a kid growing up, and we got over here what's called public television. It's no commercial television, government funded, and they also do take donations every year. They do fundraisers, just like, a charity. Anyway, they would run a program every year when they did their fundraisers. What was the name of it? I keep wanting to say Alone in Remote Alaska, but no, that's my friend's YouTube channel. Alone in Alaska? Or Alone in the Woods? Anyway, Dick Bjornke. He was an old man, grew up in Iowa, an old farm boy. And 43%. You know what? Why don't I turn around so you guys can freaking see me? You don't need to look at a freaking screen. Anyway, he was 54 years old. Here I am. He was 54 years old when he moved to a remote location in Alaska. And he had no generator, no power tools, no nothing. Got dropped in, had a canoe, and he built himself a cabin. And this 12-year-old Gnomie said, one of these days, I'm going to move to Alaska. Because of that man right there. I got goosey bumbles. And it took me a while, but I made it. And I don't know why I got to this point. Anyway, oh yes, fun. Is it fun? Yes. Fun. There's lots of fun times. Just like anything in life, there's good times, there's bad times. Would I change? Not the lifestyle, not where I live, maybe how I got here. I'd make some different choices. And right now, I mean, I know you guys love all my videos and stuff like that, but there's a lot. It's an act. I mean, as you can see, I do some editing, and you can't put me anyway. I can't put all my struggles out there. And if I'm asking for help, I'm in a spot. And after living self-sufficient enough out here, taking care of myself when I can't take care of myself, it messes with the guy a little bit. Plus, the solitary. Alone will drive you crazy. Oh, pardon me. I shouldn't do that on camera. Fuck it. My video. So, that being said, my body's failing, so life sucks right now. And I hate being dependent on someone else. And I'm becoming more dependent on others. And I found out the hard way that you're not always the priority. Which is what it is. Anyway, where were we? Watch hours are doing good. I'm about 4 or 5 days behind as far as them officially registering. They dropped a little bit over the last couple days because we got people running other people's stuff too. Which I get. It's all right. So we'll know better here in a little while. Another day or two. Maybe Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, where's Johnny is about right. The closest thing I can relate to living alone in the woods. Now, some people can handle it fine. I get it. But For me, I can have the alone part isn't as hard as long as I know I can get out. But I've gotten the last 2 winters in a spot where I was stuck in here. Now I had water, I had food, I had internet, but knowing I couldn't get out and people couldn't get in bothered me a little bit. There's one reason I live here now is because I scared myself a few times living way out in the wilderness, which I used to do, just like them TV shows. And I had a couple scares being out there by myself. I do not have a dog. I'm sorry. I wasn't ignoring you. I have had dogs. I love dogs. But I am on vacation from owning a dog right now. Because I got to take care of myself first and foremost. I got chickens. They give me eggs. Dogs don't give me eggs. Yeah, exactly. And the main thing with that is you're not just getting old like me. I've been in construction all my life. I mean, we're talking 35 years, 40 years of torturing my body because they didn't teach us how to do it right. Now my shoulders are fucked up, my back's fucked up, my neck's fucked up, and I physically can't do what I'm used to doing. And it bothers you. Then you sit here alone, and it bothers you because nobody really gets it. And all the other people that live this lifestyle and enjoy this lifestyle, if they're okay, they're taking care of themselves. And plus, I do videos that make it look like I'm this happy-go-lucky, everything's okay guy. And nobody sees all the bullshit that goes on behind the scenes. Which today, oh my, that's why another reason I went live tonight is today was not a good day. So I needed a distraction. So thanks for being here. Internet helps. Internet helps a lot. And you know, my chickens help a lot because they make me get out of bed every day. Because I got a lot of depression shit and bipolar shit and anxiety. Yeah, you know, the whole fucking list of it. Anyway, plus the effect of the brain on, or the effect on the brain of solitary confinement. Talk to anybody that's been in prison and spent any amount of time in solitary confinement. It'll fuck with the strongest man. Me too, Shell. Me too. I'm dealing with firewood issues, Shell. Again. A lot of empty promises. Anyways. Oh, I'm done rendering. What time? I forgot to check the time on the render. But that didn't take long at all. I think that took less than the length of the video. The trees I have available to me right here that I could get if my shoulders weren't. I feel like I got a dagger in each shoulder. Let's put it that way. So it's hard to do saw shit. Anyway, the trees around here I've got down, but they caused a chimney fire last year. And that scared the flip out of me. So I can't burn those logs. I can mix them in and burn them in a pinch, but so anyway, there's an area in the back 40 that's got a lot of good trees down that I can use. I tried getting out there with the wheeler. There's too much shit in the way and I couldn't clear it to make a trail. So what I'm hoping for is to get enough dry stuff to get me by till the snow flies, and then I can scoot over all the debris in a snow machine. because it's probably going to end up me doing it myself. Which I could. It's okay. But yeah, today. Sorry. I'll go into it some other time. Yeah, exactly. No, don't get me wrong. The problem is I'm just getting too too broken and fucking old to do it by myself. And this is a solitary style of life, self-sufficient. Maybe you and a partner, but it's just me. And yeah. Plus, everybody's too busy taking care of their own damn selves, fucking surviving. Who gives a fuck about an old man? It can be, and I'm hoping I just can at least share my wisdom while I can. Because I know some shit, guys. And I appreciate all of you guys. I know you all just came along and just met me for the first time, but I gotta tell you, I felt community for the first time in a very long time. See, Shell, you've been around for a while. But a lot of these names you see in here, just so you know, Shell, they come from Scientology protesting channels that I follow and live chats. It's a nice mix. And I just found these guys randomly. I watch a lot of the videos, but this little group. It's pretty. Yep, SPTB. Good, Lori. That's good to hear. Hopefully, there ain't no more freaking bullshit going on. Although, the old gnome saw the bullshit coming. I like being the crazy uncle. You should see some of the shit I've done. I spent a lot of time around kids growing up, and then when I was in the church scene, I was a Sunday school teacher and a Awanas leader, and so I love hanging around kids, and I always play off of it too. Especially like around Christmas time when I go to the store, kids think I'm freaking Santa. I love messing with them. Kids are awesome. Yeah. Shoestring, I followed. Why did I start following Shoestring? Because I don't follow a lot of hobos. I think it was probably, I just clicked on it just for the hell of it. And he was talking about Alaska. I said, I like this guy, and we were about the same age. What a sad story, huh? Yeah. I'm definitely that crazy uncle. I mean, hell, I wear a pointy hat. Strobe, I've seen. Yeah, it's not that I follow so many other channels. It's just not something I. Yeah. I'll tell you what. Check this out. When it's wintertime, and I go out to the store like this. Anyway. I've actually had a couple of Gandors rather than Santa. Oh, my light went out. Oh, let me change. Hold on. Battery died. Sorry. Hopefully you can still see me with that light. Let me do one more click. Sorry, hold on. There we go. Problem with this light is it flickers in the camera. Yeah, I got a Gandalf once. All right, here's a funny story. So I'm dating this gal that's homeschooling her kids. Get that tablet out of the way. And we had to come into town. I was living up in Talkeetna. And do a couple of classes in town for filling in for stuff that, you can't do at home. Anyway, so I take the kids into town. They're doing their thing. I'm standing in the lobby. And this kid gets drug out of a class and drug into what they have as a principal's office. And he saw me. And he gave me a look. And I just looked at him like, And I heard him get yelled at and get in trouble. And the whole time he's like looking back out of the corner of his eye because they left the door open looking. Because he thinks Santa's watching. Now, I didn't have a pointy hat on. I just had a t-shirt, my regular Carhartts. And here's where it gets funny. He comes out of the principal's office. They sit him on the couch. I'm standing there. He looks up at me and he says, Santa, why are you dressed like a Cinnabar? And I just about lost it. And at that very moment, my girlfriend's little boy, who is 4 years old, little long-haired blonde kid, looked like a frickin' elf, comes running out and stands next to me. And I just looked down, said, yep, there's an elf. This kid, it was hilarious. Because I said, I'm always watching, and you better be good. And his face just went, Ugh. It was hilarious. So yeah, I love messing with kids. They're too fun. And I got a million stories too. I did a bubble parade with some kids once. We shut down Main Street, Talkeetna. Didn't shut it down, but we walked down the middle of Main Street, pulling a wagon. A couple little kids. We had a bubble machine in the wagon. And kids were blowing bubbles with bubble guns and stuff like that. It was freaking hilarious. What was funny is I heard stories for days after that people were walking around town, and it was summertime, so all the doors on the stores in Talkeetna were open, and bubbles were flying into the little shops, and people were like, where's the bubbles coming from? Because just a single bubble would float into the store. But I was dressed like a leprechaun, and we had a witch, and I forget what else. But anyway, yeah, that's another good story. It is. I got, and that's what I probably got to do more of. Because really, when I've had so much good shit happen in my life, when the bad shit happens, it should counteract it a little bit. It's supposed to, anyway. Thanks, Lori. I try. It is a big act. I mean, it's true. When I'm happy-go-lucky, I really am. I'm not acting my happy-go-lucky and fun, but it swings. Ask Robin Williams. Ask any funny man. Yeah, not always. don't. And I've been thinking about that. Being in Norway, I don't know if you ever saw it, but there was a cartoon series, and you can find it on YouTube, and it's called David the Gnome, which is kind of funny because that's my first name. And I think they had 1 or 2 seasons, and it definitely got played in Germany and English. But I saw that and I was like, I want to do that. And I've been thinking about it, and with all this AI stuff and everything that's going on, and you can write a little script. I was thinking maybe, just going and getting some books from the library and reading along. But I wouldn't mind doing my own little stories. The Alaska Gnome. If I could find an illustrator, I just can't draw. I could probably do it all on the computer and AI, but I ain't got enough electricity. I ain't got a computer. And it's fake. Yes, Cricket. I know your anxiety was pretty frickin' high. Seashell, yes. Now, Shell, who did the voice of David the Gnome? Hmm? Fluffer! Really? Imagine Alaska Gnome kids' stories. Like real books, coloring books, shit like that. All right, Shell. Jeopardy music is going. Who was the voice of David the Gnome? A do 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 do. Oh, sweet. All right, Shell, time's up. I know you're probably typing frantically. Mr. Cunningham, Mr. C from Happy Days was David the Gnome. Yep, Richie Cunningham's dad, Mr. Cunningham. What was his real name? Bosley? Something Bosley? Happy Days, what? Well, Happy Days was awesome for a long time until it wasn't. Tom Bosley, that's it. I think Happy Days lost me when Fonzie jumped the shark. That was about the end of it. Then it really got bad when they did the spin-off with Chachi. And what's her name? She had a rough time of it coming out of that show. Got an interesting story. All right. Well, guys, shoot. We're going on 2 hours and 20 minutes. Joni loves Chachi. That's it. When TV was still good. It was. It was definitely a huge moment. Well, that man's a genius when it comes to producing. I mean, he has done so much stuff. I mean, he is so much more than Fonzie. And fortunately, I mean, in a way, he didn't really get stuck in that role. How a lot of you do, you know, you get that one big role, and they're always that thing. How far north? Sorry, I might have asked and you probably told me, but I forget. Are you above the Arctic Circle or below? I'm about 300 miles south of the Arctic Circle. No, about 300 miles south of Fairbanks, and then the Arctic Circle's even further north than Fairbanks. I like where I'm at. It's not too cold. We don't get 60 below. I've been in 60 below. First year I moved here. Pardon me a second. First year I moved here, I settled in Anchorage because I thought that's where the place to be was. Anyway, so I met this girl in Fairbanks. And I got up here in September. And come February, I decided, well, I'd been up there once in October. She needed some help because she had a shoulder operation. So I said, I'll come up and help you out. This was like end of February. So I flew up from Anchorage. I got off the plane. We drove past the Fred Meyers and it said minus 67 degrees. And it was dark. Now, minus 67 Fahrenheit. Don't know what that is Celsius, sorry. The tires on your car will freeze with a flat spot. So in the morning when you go, you got to go slow because they'll go thump, 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 until they warm up and thaw out. It's pretty funny. And you pull into places like grocery stores, and all the cars are running. You don't shut stuff off at that temperature. Well, I did that for a couple weeks. Ain't no woman worth that. I went home. Yeah, we plug ours in here a lot too. Around here, you don't really, not, people mainly use the block heaters and they don't have to worry too much about the battery heaters because it's been a couple years, but the coldest I've seen it here where I live is minus 30 Fahrenheit. But generally what happens when it gets that cold, I'll disconnect my battery. I'll bring it in the cabin. Because I only drive maybe once every 2 weeks anyway, so if I left it outside, it'd freeze. But I'll put a nice warm battery in my vehicle and it generally starts right up. If it's super cold, I can always fire up the generator and plug it in, but I hate wasting the gas. And I hate listening to generators. Yep. Water will do that. In fact, right here in this area, there's a lot of, moose bog, very marshy. And when you're going down the highway in the wintertime, and there's little dips and dives in the road, because every time you come up to a creek that's going across the highway, it generally dips down, and goes back up. And if you watch the temperature gauge on your vehicle, if you got one of those, you can watch it drop. I've seen it drop up to 15 degrees going from the top of a hill until the bottom of the hill. And right here where I'm at, I'm in a hole. So the cold, and when up here, when it gets cold, it settles in the holes. So your cold will just drop down in, and then it's generally wet because it's either a marsh or there's a stream running. And you can definitely feel the temperature difference until it gets to a certain point, and then it's too cold to be humid, and that's okay. But yeah. But this time of year, yeah, when it's damp, like it's been raining all frickin' summer, and it's just damp, and damp hurts. I'd rather be here at 30 below than back on the East Coast at 0. I lived it, and a couple years ago I went back for a winter, and reminded me why I was so cold. It got down to 0, and even like at 30 degrees and 20 degrees, it's just so flipping cold because it was so damp. They talk about dry heat. Give me dry cold. Yeah, Lake Superior. I mean, it's got full size ships on it. Stand by, I need a snack. What was I? Probably should make something real to eat, but I probably should let you all go. Although I don't know where you're going to go except to bed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, then we'll see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Colorado dry heat. Which I didn't mind because I sweat a lot. So it evaporates. But yeah, I spent 18 years in Colorado, 120 degrees and 10% humidity. Dry heat's different. And growing up in Philly, 99 degrees and 99% humidity. Now I'm here. It's just right. Yeah, we get stuff up. Oh, see, that's the thing. Alaska looks like that, you know? So we got the Bering Sea and the Gulf of Alaska and all that stuff right here. Our weather comes up from the south a lot in the wintertime. And so it's coming up from Hawaii. So we'll get stretches, especially with climate change and shit that's going on. They call the Pineapple Express. So we'll get a couple of weeks where it's amazingly warm. Which kind of sucks because I'd rather have snow than rain, and it generally rains. There's a fly in my light gonna drive me nuts. Hell yeah. Where I'm at, I'll meet you in Seward. That's where a lot of the cruise ships come up from. We need to change batteries here. Stand by. What people generally do is that, well, this is what they do, is they'll get on the boat in Seattle, Washington, come up and do the inland passage. They'll stop. Am I charging? Yep. They'll stop in Juneau, and then they'll come up and get off the boat in Seward, which is a little bit further south than Anchorage, about an hour, hour and a half south of Anchorage. Then they get off there and they hop on the train, and they'll take the train from Seward all the way up to Fairbanks, stopping here, there, and along the way. And then they'll take an airplane and fly back to wherever they're from. That's what 90% of the tours do, which it's really cool unless you know people here. But you go on one of them tours and they're like shuffling you everywhere, and they want you to go here. So, but that's what I'd recommend is that would actually be pretty cool. Is meeting a bunch of people in Seward and riding the train up to Fairbanks with everybody. And I can do my own tour package. Oh, where'd you say you were, Maya? Yeah. Prudhoe Bay, that's about as north as you get in Alaska, too. You are further north. It's still, Norway and Finland is still very similar to Alaska. So, I mean, because you guys, that whole peninsula thing goes way south, too. And we have the same thing here is further south, it's all fjords and stuff like that. We do when there's ice. There ain't been no ice. I don't know if you guys, pardon me chewing in your face. Yeah. There's some songs in that. Anyway, our biggest problem here with what's been changing with the water getting warmer and those Pineapple Expresses that are getting longer and longer and sooner, ice forms on the Bering Sea. And the ice that forms on the Bering Sea is a protective barrier for the coast. Because the way it's worked for a couple thousand years anyway, is it gets cold enough for the Bering Sea to freeze before the winter storms start. And what's been happening is the ice has been not freezing fast enough, and the winter storms start, and it's eroding miles and miles of coastline. And native villages are losing everything. They got to pick up and move, start over. Which, I mean, it happens when you live in this climate and you're on the edge of the sea and the water. But long story short is they've been civilized, so they're not used to moving around like they used to. Their culture. So they're fucked. One thing, I don't know if I haven't done many videos on it, but I got an idea. There's going to be lots of people needing to move, and affordable housing is an issue. Hear me out. Imagine if you could build a house using 85% recycled materials that would normally go into a landfill. And instead of it going into the landfill and sitting there for a couple 100 million years, you turn it back into a house. Super insulated, fireproof, won't rot, at a fraction of the cost because it's 85% something that's already there. Now, like an Earthship, exactly with tires. This idea won't work everywhere. Places that Earthships work, tires, Earth, that's great. We don't have the right kind of soil up here to do that kind of stuff. So, I've been for past 6 years experimenting with this stuff called aircrete. And if you take aircrete, think about aircrete, it's basically you make styrofoam or make foam like a shaving cream and mix it in with Portland cement, and it's aerated, so it's insulated concrete. Double down, chop up a bunch of styrofoam that's normally going into the landfill, into dumpsters, chop it up into pieces, you mix it in there at about a ratio of 80 to 85% with Portland cement. You've got a super insulated house that is cheap in materials to build. They can go up quick if you build panels and make kits, which that's where geodesic domes come in. I don't know if you guys know I do geodesic domes. Make a bunch of triangles out of these panels, you put them together. They're done, built quick, super insulated, won't ever rot. A dome is the most strongest thing in the universe as far as pressures and wind goes over a dome and pushes it down instead of blowing it over. It's like an egg. It's amazing. Anyway, where was I? So I got a dream. Affordable housing for the world. Igloos. Hello. Igloos. Wigwams. Come on. Yeah. Exactly. I'm working on it, but my problem is my body's breaking down. The mind is willing. The body is broken, and the finances. Exactly, Shell. The finances are not there, and no one's interested enough to fund something like that. I tried. Like I said, I've been doing this YouTube thing for 3 years, but this is. I started out, in fact, here. See if I can find it. Da-da-da. Let me see or not. Oh, it's backwards. Yeah. I've been doing domes for a while. Greenhouses, experimenting with different housing ideas. But yeah, if I could find, I need me a sugar mama or a sugar daddy. And young people, or at least fit people that want to help do it. Because like I said, I got it here. I can't do it by myself. I tried. About killed myself more than once. Yep. Exactly. It's too easy to fall into the system of debt and things that you think you need. They convince you need that you don't need. They're nice. And then living off grid now. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, you got to be a freaking. Well, they convince you that you have to be a millionaire to go off grid. Because you got to build. You got to take what you had in the city, cookie cutter, put it in the country, and then make it work. Cool. If you got that kind of money. Yeah, Lori, I mean, I say that just, that's my experience as of this point, is not finding the right people. I've found some people. Because it's not just the affordable housing, it's the whole lifestyle. Um, I don't know. You guys got a minute? I got some yucky water. The Gnomestead YouTube channel started 3 years ago as what I did is I had Gnome Domes Alaska going. I'm trying to sell greenhouses and trying to sell the concept of the homes, the affordable homes with the aircrete. Got close to building one, got most of the way, and shit happened anyway. But that whole concept of just living affordably, I wanted to teach that and how to do the wild harvest and how to live not just here in Alaska, but adapt those skills wherever you live in the world, because we can't just depend on the frickin' grocery store every day. We also can't go out and strip the wild because the grocery stores are empty. Anyway, so I had this deal together and I came up with this idea and I called it Light in the Wilderness. It's basically an off-grid, sustainable living on-site school where people can come for a year or two or however long they feel, but at least a year, one full season, learn how to live here if they think they want to live here, because so many people come up here and they fail miserably because they come from the lower 48. They think what works down there is going to work up here. It doesn't always work up here. So I wanted to teach people. So what the idea is, it's not for everybody, is you come and you live in a small community type setting, not on top of each other. Everybody has their own space. It's spread out. It's not a freaking commune. You get your own little cabin and space for your family, and you got your own little garden plot, and then you got community stuff, and then we learn how to do this shit together. And we chip in and we do wild harvesting that we can sell in the markets. We grow gardens that we can for ourselves and we can sell in the markets. There's lots of stuff you can do, and to make it up here, you got to do lots of little stuff. Anyway, that was my idea. So I got the 501c3 started, all the paperwork. I got a few people that wanted to be board members. And then COVID hit. There goes running classes, all kinds of shit. I'll scroll back if you're talking to me. Anyway, yeah, COVID hit. So I'm like, crap, I can't have people here, let alone invite new people in to live. One, I got no place to house them yet. And that's another problem is, when you're starting from nothing, everybody wants everything already built already. They want to show up. Hey, there's a cabin here. There's an outhouse. Cool. Let me just join in the party. Do a TikTok video. Doesn't always work that way. You start living this way, most of the time you're going to buy a piece of land and start from scratch. So that's where you're going to start. You're going to learn from scratch. Nah, people don't like that. Anyway, I digress. So COVID hit. I decided I still want to teach. I had to shut down my construction business because of physical stuff. And I started making YouTube videos. Classes and having fun. Because I don't know about some of you guys, but I grew up learning a lot, like I said, from public television and guys like Bill Nye and Bill Nye the Science Guy. You learned a lot of shit because he was goofy and he had fun. And that's what I watched. All right, what did I miss? Shitloads of Thimbleberries. What's a I'll have to look that one up. I probably know. We probably call it something different. I gotta scroll further for Lori. Yep, they didn't teach us to survive in school. I think that's rough. Anyway, hopefully I'm getting caught up there. Thanks, Lori. So anyway, yeah, that's how the Gnomestead channel started. I still wanted to teach. And when did COVID hit? That's what, 4 years ago? So I've been doing videos for, well, I guess this spring was over 4 years now. Looks like a raspberry. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's the one thing is, like my berry books, I've got books. Let me go grab my favorite. I don't know if you've seen this or not. I actually could probably do a whole flipping video series. Just on this book alone. Remember, folks, you can learn a lot on YouTube, but if you can, books stick around. So this one right here, the Boreal Herbal, and it's everything. Well, there's a map in here. It basically covers Alaska, northern Canada, Scandinavia, Siberia, anything up north. The boreal stuff. And how to use it. And it's all alphabetical. There's a salmonberry, spruce Labrador. I know you got Labrador up there. Yes. And it passed me up when it grew. But yeah, this is a book I use a lot. This lady is from Canada, in the Yukon Territory, right around the Arctic Circle, and she drops some wisdom. You probably take like just this section here, healing plant basics. I mean, it's old wisdom. It works. Not everybody has, because we got a lot of country. God bless them. Buster before prepping was cool and crazy, even though I'm crazy. But it's a lifestyle. When you live north, when the fish are running, you get fish until you get enough fish to last you until the fish run again, and then some, because you never know. Shit happens. When the berries are ready to pick, you pick enough berries to last you not just the winter until the berries, and you put it up. You learn how to put it up, and you save on groceries. You eat better. It's a lot of flipping work. And there's another problem is with what we got going on, because they made living off grid a millionaire's lifestyle. People think they got to work to buy everything, and then just come out here and do it. And I learned a while ago that money's nice, but you got to have a choice. You're either going to have a job or you're going to live sustainably, self-sufficiently. Yes, I've got in my descriptions, Chow, of most of my big videos. Every once in a while, I forget to put. I know the last couple. What else is in there? Yahoo wish list. My phone number's in there because it's a business line. Anybody can call or text or whatever anytime. And my email address. Well, Lori, just find some people to beer. That's where the community comes in. Not everybody can do all this shit, but everybody has a skill that they can offer to a community. And tell you what, a glass of water is meaningless to a drowning man. So's $1 million. So everybody has something, and everybody has a need for something, and it's not always money. Now, we won't get into the, I mean, we live in a cashless or a money capitalized society globally. I'm not anti-money. It's a tool. Shame on you. Can you boil water? Well, I'll tell you one thing. If like I said, everybody's got a skill to offer. And I don't know many people that can't chop firewood. That's worth a lot of money to a lot of people, especially old men like me. I would love for you to send me that. Yes, and my address is in the, like I said, down in the description. Oh, I'm sure it will be. I love crabapple jelly. I haven't had, in fact, that's one thing is crab apples will grow up here, the Arctic crabapple. And people that grow fruit trees, regular apple trees, what they do is they'll take the Arctic crabapple and they'll graft a regular apple tree on top of it, because the problem with apple trees up here is the ground freezes so hard that the root stock cannot handle the temperatures, whereas an Arctic crabapple can. So cut the roots off, put the apple tree you want on top of it, you got the roots you need to survive the winter, and you eat apples. Anyway, where were we? Thought Alaskan men did mail. Yeah, there are some. There's a lot of mail order brides from the Philippines up here, Ukraine. You can tell the guys that bought them and brought them in. You gotta look. It's like, why is that woman with nothing? No offense, but there's some kind of out of balance there that they just, to me, they stand out in the crowd. But it's not as bad as it, like 8-1. That was back in the 70s during like the pipeline days and stuff like that. Yeah, especially you get out into the pipeline towns, it was 10-1, 12-1, 20-1, 20-0. But nowadays it's not. I think the last they checked, it's actually about dead even. I still think there's a few more men to women, but it also fluctuates too with sometimes in the summertime with all the people that come up here just to work. They ain't from here, but it's a lot of men. So it's weird how it works. But this is what they say in Alaska. I know this is bad. Well, to some people it might be. I think it's funny. In Alaska, they tell you, you don't lose your woman, you lose your spot in line. There's a lot of truth to that. I should have brought one with me. Anyway, that's a different story for another day. God bless Alaska women. Excuse me. Because if God don't bless him, who is? Huh. Oh, I know. I'm just sitting here bullshitting. If you got to go, it's okay. You can go. Love you. Huh. Thanks, Willie. Yeah, I'm loving my chainsaw that I got. I got it 2 years ago. It's a Still. Husqvarna suck. Um, but my Still's got. It's not an automatic start, but it's spring loaded. And when you're like me with bad shoulders, pulling a starter when something ain't going to start repeatedly is excruciatingly painful. So with that Still, it's nice because I can pull it. It loads up a spring, and then when I let it go, it provides the power and starts the saw. Pretty cool. Costs an extra $100 for the saw, but it's freaking worth it. I did. Let's see. I think I got it. I don't know. I might have uploaded on Facebook, but I made a gadget a few years ago to kickstart a chainsaw. Because I was having shoulder troubles, and my old chainsaw I couldn't pull; it just freaking hurt. So I made a gadget where I could hook it, put the saw on it, and I could kickstart my chainsaw with my leg. And I got to build another one because my generator, it's got an electric start and the battery's bad, and it doesn't like winters anyway. And pulling it's a 4,500 kilowatt, so pulling it's got super high compression. So I'm going to build a Kickstarter for that. I don't know if I'm going to do a pull down handle or something I can kickstart like a motorcycle, but it's going to be cool. I hope. When I get round to it. Lori, we got a lot in common. Lori, my mom was 43 years old when I popped out. And my dad was 54. That's another story in itself. Put it this way, I'm a bastard. If you know what a bastard is. But yeah, my mom was 43 when she had me, and yeah. It's interesting growing up. I grew up around adults. I got a brother and sister, but they were up married and gone by the time I came around. And Mom decided to mess with the choir leader of the church. Let's say, put it that way. I am a fucking scandal. It's all good, Chow. We know what we are. I got to write a book. Because they say a cat's got 9 lives. I had at least 7. I've been 7 different people. The biggest change happened 12 years ago. Yeah, I'm a bastard of the fundamentalist moral majority movement church. Blessed baby Jesus. Ex-preacher, ex-missionary. Ain't life grand? Yep. And you know what? I used to say this all the time. I need to say it more. And I don't mean to sound egotistical, but I'm the funniest motherfucker I know. Well, there's some funnier people than me, but I crack myself up all the time. I love me. It's funny when you get down, people always say, you need to feel better about yourself. I love myself. I've always loved myself. That ain't the issue. I can hang out with me all day. All right, maybe half a day. I'd need a break. Yeah, my problem is, I can write. And I do. I've got a little bit of dyslexia, and I can't spell for shit. And see, that's what's cool about making videos, because I can just walk around and talk. Brun Hun. Welcome. Love you, girl. Where are we at? We're getting deep, Brun. Everybody, Brun's down there in Australia. Seashell knows Brun. She does metal detecting and all kinds of cool stuff down there. Shows her world off. She's cooked stuff. She's awesome people. She's beautiful. She's funny. And she makes a damn good video, so subscribe to her channel. Most definitely. Because Australia is a cool place. What were we talking about? I forget. Austin Brun, were you on the beach or were you like at a history spot again? I like your stuff when you wander around different old sites, find all that cool stuff. Yep. Well, drop me an email, Chow. One thing I think is pretty cool is I did this once before as far as trying to get something across. Because I stutter a lot. I don't speak good a lot of times. But I did like an interview type deal where a friend of mine, we put together a bunch of questions, and she basically sat down and asked me questions, and then she elaborated on that a little bit and made a beautiful short story out of it. Freaking turned out great. That's an awesome format. Yeah, if somebody could just follow me around and write down what I say when I'm telling stories and put it all together, we might actually freaking have something. Oh, cool. It's funny, Brun, because I watch a lot of people that do the gold metal detecting, and they get out there and they find stuff like that, and it pisses them off. And I'm laughing. I'm like, Brun would be having a freaking hoot with that treasure. Screw the gold. Give me a button. Thanks, Chow. Yeah, we can. You know, another thing, Chow, we can always do either like an interview, or we can even do like a live and then edit it down later too. We can come on like here and do a live together, or some kind of. I may look like I'm real techno savvy, but I'm really not. I know how to point and click real good. But yeah, like a live together or something like that. We'll work it out. Winter time's coming, so I'm definitely going to be stuck inside for doing that kind of stuff. I need to come up with something. Maybe make something. Oh, I should make some pointy hats. Maybe I can't promise that though. Anybody want to buy a pointy hat? I was making these for a while. Sold quite a few of them. It's just real time consuming. It doesn't pay. Still brings money in, but it still doesn't pay. I think by the time you do materials and the amount of time it takes, it's about 50 cents an hour. Which, if you ain't doing nothing, but still, I need more money. More money, more money! Not much. I'm a simple man. I'm actually in this for the sponsors. Come on, sponsors. All right, what do we got going on? I'm droned with metal detector. I hear kangaroo's pretty damn yummy, though. I know you do, Brun, and you do a heck of a job. In fact, that's another thing. I've been meaning to go to a couple of little museums here in Wasilla. There's two of them. There's one, the Wasilla History Museum, which basically just talks about town and stuff like that. And then there's the Alaska Museum of Transportation. They were in that last parade I did on 4th of July. And that's a place I've been meaning to go for years. And I want to go over there and do a video. But it's been raining. I know it's no excuse. Well, actually, it is an excuse. I don't want to stand out in the piss and rain and make a video. Sorry, I'm old. I have that option. Where were we? Man, we still got 9 people in here. How come we only got 12 likes? Huh? Hello? Who didn't hit the like button? And they're all probably gone. Never mind. All right, guys. 3.5 flipping hours. You believe it? I need to get back to editing this video, and I can't do that and be live because I need the giga juices off of my phone to do it. So I'm going to have to let you guys go. But it's been awesome getting to know my new friends even more and seeing some of my old friends. Not that you're old, brud. Not that you're old, brud. Love you. Anyway. And Seashell. Another old friend. Yeah. So we're going to get out of here. I want to say top of the day. Oh, I missed some chats. Hold on a second here. They hop away. Don't worry, Chell. No hurry. I do both. Crochet with the needle, but I knit with one of those hoops. That's how I make the hats. I use one of those knitting hoops. YouTube be YouTubing, that's right. $14. Oh, we're up to 15 now. See, you guys are pulling through. I will, Brun. I promise. Oh, I hear coyotes outside, guys. They're pretty far off in the distance. Chickens are safe anyway. Huh, fat finger paws me. Thank you, Chow. Bless you guys. Shell, thanks for coming in. I'm glad you got to meet all these other awesome people that you've probably seen. Shell's probably seen some of these people and some of the other big live Scientology chats and stuff like that. But these are the good ones. It's a circular loom. It's it's got the points all the way around. Enjoy your lunch, Maya. I'm about to have my third dinner. And good night to you. Good night to everybody. And we'll just end it. Peace out.